Alright, first I'm gonna tell you guys what happened and then I'm gonna talk about stuff. But this is an actual rant. We watched Avatar 2. And it was amazing. It was such a great movie, but my experience was drastically ruined by, of course, you can tell from the title, a very, very noisy kid in the theater. So what happened was, this couple and the kid, they were sitting about maybe 6 seats away from us, and this kid was just noisy. I'm talking about high-pitched, high-volume, conversation level talk. You know, so this kid was like, that's Avatar, oh, he's blue. And, you know, and with a high-pitched tone, like, ah, blah, 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 you know, like all of that. Now, in the beginning, the parents tried to tell the kid to lower his voice, which I appreciated. I'm like, okay, good, this is going to be okay. Start of the movie, I didn't miss much, it's going to be fine. But after a while, the parents stopped telling the kid to keep quiet and started engaging with the kid. Started answering questions, you know. So the kid was like, why are they fighting? And they're fighting because he's a bad guy. Why is he a bad guy? Oh, he's a bad guy because of this and that. Oh, why is this and why is that? And so now they're having a conversation, but this kid was so loud that we had to transfer seats. The seats we had were at the very center of the cinema. We had to transfer to the far right where the screen is a little, you know, diagonal from where we were sitting. But I tell you, we were sitting there, far right to the very end of the cinema, and I could still hear the kid. That's how loud this kid was. So we finished the whole movie. I have already decided, you know, when the movie is over, I'm gonna wait for the lights to come up and I'm gonna talk to the parents, because this should not be tolerated. This is a behavior that must be addressed. And I'm not talking about the kids' behavior, I'm talking about the parents' behavior. The problem was I had a lot to drink, and then I had to pee. So I could not wait for the lights to go up and for the parents to exit. So I was like, you know what, maybe there's a reason why God doesn't want me to talk to the people. So I went straight to the toilet. I just tried my best to forget about it. And then when I got out of the toilet, I said, God, just give me a chance to talk to the parents. I'm not gonna cuss them out. I'm not gonna, you know, like scream at them, but I will tell them that what they did was inappropriate. And lo and behold, coming out of the cinema, I hear the voice, the same voice of that kid. Avatar is over! Avatar is done! Blah, 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 blah! And, you know, the parents were just kind of very, very chill. So I approached them and I told them, and I know I did not tell them in this voice, it was probably more firm, but I did tell them, give them a piece of my mind that, you know, what they did was wrong, that their kid should have been more quiet and they should have told their kid to keep quiet. And I hate what happened, because the dad of the kid said, you know, please just be patient, he's a kid. And I told him, I'm patient with a kid, but at the same time, you should take responsibility as parents, because, you know, you're not the only ones paying for the movie. A ticket for a movie is expensive. We're all paying, and you allowed your child to ruin the experience for everybody. And, you know, he was saying stuff like, oh, you know, he's very young, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm like, I get that, because he's a kid, but you're not kids. You're parents, you're adults. So you have to take responsibility. And normally, if he doesn't keep quiet, it has to be you guys to take him outside. You can't just stay there and allow him to ruin everybody's experience. So I discussed the whole thing with them, and they were like, oh, sorry, thank you for your concern. I'm like, dang, this guy, like, I just hope they learned the lesson. And then I leave. And when I left, it's so weird, because when I left, there are these group of people who kind of knew it was the kid, and they all kind of saw me talking to the parents. So I accidentally made eye contact with one of the guys, and the guy does this. He goes like this, and I was just like, yeah, like, if you guys want to talk to them, I talked to them already, so it's your call. That was like what I was trying to Professor Xavier into their minds. And so I have no idea if anybody else talked to them, but here's the thing, guys. We excuse the behavior of kids. We do not excuse the behavior of parents. There's what you call responsible parenting. And I know this is politically incorrect. You know, like, oh, are you saying that kids aren't supposed to enjoy movies? They're not supposed to enjoy movies when they cannot allow others to enjoy the movies with them. All right? If you really want to watch, you want your kid to watch a movie, let him watch at home if he cannot keep quiet. You don't bring noisy kids to theaters for the same reason that you do not bring them into libraries. You don't bring noisy kids into theaters for the same reason you do not bring them into opera houses. It's the same thing. Guys, here's the problem. The culture we have excuses the behavior of kids, and we think about it and we get gaslighted without realizing we're supposed to hold the parents responsible and accountable for their actions. They have to be responsible parents. Now, if the child can keep quiet, of course he should be able to, watch the film. But here's my other problem. Avatar was PG-13. This kid was like, I don't know, 7 years old, 6 years old. So in the first place, I don't think he was supposed to be allowed in there. Right? So that's the issue. If, the guard or the cinema, what's it called? The cinema police, cinema guards aren't doing their jobs, we have to, at least inform the parents, talk to them. Don't let them get away with things. Let them realize that they have to be more responsible as parents. They have to take responsibility. They have to take ownership of their actions. They have to teach their children how to behave in public. And if the child cannot handle it yet, then it's just not the season for the child to watch in a cinema. In the same way, it's not the season for the child to go into opera houses or into libraries. It's the same principle. Again, this might sound politically incorrect, but I do hope you guys, if you've got kids, be responsible with them. Be responsible for yourselves. Lastly, think of the greater community. You're not supposed to make everybody else suffer the noise that your child is making, ruining the experience for everybody else, ruining the date nights or the stress that people had to go through throughout the day. We don't know. For all you know, some guy who was so stressed came to the movie house. Finally, he wanted to de-stress and to just relax, watch a good movie, Avatar 2, and it gets ruined for him. So his entire day just got ruined. Think of others as well. Think of the season your child is at. Think of the season you are at as a parent. That's all I gotta say. I know this is politically incorrect, but I'm not apologizing for my opinion on this. Children need to be behaved. If they cannot behave in public places, keep them in the house so that it's private. Teach them first. Learn their seasons and understand that the world does not revolve around you or your children. Your children has to learn how to live in the world where other human beings exist. God bless you guys.